Yep. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Kubeflow community call. Today is Tuesday, June 24th at 11:07 a.m. Eastern Standard. Thank you all for attending. Good morning for those of you on the West Coast. Good night for those of you on the far, far, far East Coast of the world. Um, as a reminder, we want to follow the CNCF Code of Conduct, demonstrate empathy, kindness towards others, be respectful of different opinions, be constructive in your feedback, accept responsibility if you make a mistake, own it, try to learn from it, and focus on what's best for the community, not just us as individuals. Not everything is always just about us. And then use welcome and inclusive language, please. Thank you. So, before we get, jumping into any sort of business, does anybody from the community want to introduce themselves? Anybody new? Nobody. Cool. I think everybody's here from New York. Well, if anybody does want to introduce themselves, please feel free to introduce yourself in the chat and say hi. Um, um, Otherwise, we can get started. Tarek, did you want to give the update from the outreach committee?
Yeah, I think Chase will do that, right, Chase? Or
Yeah, I can take it if you want me to.
Awesome.
All right, so everyone, I'm at OSS Summit, so I apologize for the audio. But thanks, George, for letting me know those folks are around. I'll go hunt them down. So some updates. Valentina could not make it today. I think she's out traveling. So one of the big updates is we had a big talk at KubeCon Japan. Andre's going to give an update on the next community call. It looks like he's traveling. We could not find a video yet, but look out for that. We also have the Kubeflow Summit. So the call for papers is still open. Make sure that if you have an idea or a concept to submit a paper, that closes Monday, June 30th at 11:59 Eastern. So we are still looking for sponsors as well. So if you have a paper to submit, or maybe you have a company that would like to sponsor it, we can send out the details, check out the documentation we provided. There's different tiers of sponsorship, whether you want a keynote or just a table out front with swag, etc. As for the outreach meetings, we have weekly kind of marketing meetings that are catch up if you need them, but we want to have monthly, more hosted formal meetings. The next meeting is going to be July 1st. You can contact me, Stefano or Valentina, if you have any questions. We also have the Kubeflow Virtual Symposium coming up. So shout out to any of the speakers that are on the call. We have some really awesome topics, from Kubeflow for LLMs to Kubeflow for bioinformatics teams. So absolutely make sure that you attend that. It's completely free. And if you submitted a paper and it didn't get in, make sure you submit that to the Kubeflow Summit, because that's another opportunity to share what you do within the community. Speaking of opportunities to share your progress within the community, we are working on a Kubeflow community podcast. Episode 1 has Francisco the Wise on it, discussing Feast, Feature Store, his career as an MLE. If you're looking to be on this talk and talk about your contributions, highlight how you use it in production, anything around Kubeflow or machine learning and that ecosystem, absolutely fill out that form and we'll reach out to you. It's open to everyone. The other outreach detail is I've had some folks reach out to me around ARM images, something about maybe having these in the pavilion. I know that there's the effort with Oracle, as well as some Google Summer of Code students looking to use those resources. If anyone knows how to track down what components have fully supported ARM images and what support we need with ARM images, I have some threads going. And I think that's an awesome opportunity to bridge some communities and do some outreach from that perspective. So please reach out to me on that. And also there's been some interest from new users looking to revive the example repo. So we had the example repo and it was unmaintained. And with the outreach committee, we're thinking of what could be a way to help new users get engaged. And an easy way to do that could be having maintained examples that we can give users that are maybe not necessarily platform technical, but more MLE technical. They want to validate those examples and maintain them. So if you are interested in reviving or contributing to the example repo, ping me. I think I'm going to have to open a KEP. I'll have to talk with the steering committee on the best way to do it. So let's discuss that further. As well as some additional help needed. We need some help with the Kubeflow outreach community, adding it to the community calendar. Looks like Matthew's been chasing this down for us. And we have a draft PR going, as well as figuring out YouTube ownership for things like podcasts or meeting talks, etc. Just making sure we have all those recordings where we need them to go. And Tarek, do you want to tackle the release update?
Yep, sure. Yes. Yeah, so yesterday we had the Kubeflow 1.11 release team meeting where we heard the roadmap for all the components from the working groups. And there is also one deadline. It's this week that in the Kubeflow platform channel, where you can have your thoughts and concern about whether we should delay the release for Kubeflow 1.11, and this is only for the manifest repo, I think. The other components will proceed as planned. So the reason why like the official release for 1.11 could be delayed, this is due to the graduation. So there is an open thread in the Kubeflow platform, so feel free to drop your thoughts and ideas and concerns. Yes, that's all for the release team. Yes, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Tarek, and thank you, Matthew, for that awesome update. I think there's a lot of really exciting work that's happening.
I think you mean Chase, but yes.
Chase. Why did I say Chase? Why did I say Matthew? Sorry.
Because usually it is Matthew. Matthew's the one that's
We look
doing
very
everything all the time.
We got the same, we got.
Yeah, my
Here
brain's only partially working this morning is the actual answer, but like so I think before we get into the leads agenda, I did actually want to take a moment LLMs, let's see, powering LLMs with Kubeflow. Kubeflow documentation with yeah, I have my brain inverted. So I wanted to take some time for folks today to be able to share some updates about GSOC. I know Santosh is on the call. Madi, it looks like you also have yours as well. And so Madi, I think I mentioned this a couple weeks ago that we would actually take some time to allow GSOC students to, share about 5 minutes of an update of what they're working on to give an update to the community, and I think that's really great. And obviously we're really grateful for the work. Madi, since you kind of put yours first, did you want to go ahead and walk us through what you're doing and tell us a little bit? If you don't want to, and we're putting you on the spot,
I need a second because I'm in the library.
Yeah, no problem.
So can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I cannot share my video, sorry. So the project for actually my
I think we can no longer hear you.
Has two parts. The first one is the tensor. You cannot hear me. How about now?
It's in and out. We got you again.
Oh. So can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Yep.
Now we can.
Okay. I was saying that the project 8 has two parts, JAX runtime and TensorFlow runtime. I opened the proposal for the first one, which is the JAX runtime, and I kindly ask all of you, please review it and share your feedback so that I can learn from you. And secondly, I can integrate your feedbacks in the proposal to have a better proposal. Yeah, that's everything.
Awesome. Project 12.
Thank you.
Yeah. Everybody, oops. Let's see. Do feel free to review Project 8 JAX runtime for Trainer V2. Let's see.
These will probably be reviewed by the trainer people, right?
Yeah, of course. But I do think that it's, folks are welcome to give feedback, I think is a general point. How much, is useful is depends. There's gonna be variance. I think Yeah, thank you, Madi. And I think for the other folks that are mentors, please do mention to your mentees that we do want to make space in the community meeting to let them kind of surface, hey, here's what we're working on, here's what we're doing, here's how we think it's useful to the community. Because again, they're doing a lot of work, and we definitely want to like highlight that. And in an ideal world, at the end of it, if they've made a blog post, I think that'd be really great. We've had great examples of that in other parts of Kubeflow, the trainer in particular. Cool. Santosh, did you want to give folks a brief update about your
Hi,
your
Francisco.
proposal?
So, yeah, actually, I'm not sure on how exactly should I start. Should I start with the tip, or should I just go in what exactly I'm planning to do and stuff?
Yeah, you can go. You can give people a kind of high level summary of the KEP.
Yeah, okay. I mean, should I present my screen, or should I just start with
If you
an
link
oral?
it, I can share it. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just sharing the doc for now for better visibility. I'll just share you on Slack. It's okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, I'll drop it in chat. That will be okay. I've dropped the link in the chat.
Yeah. Kubeflow documentation AI assistant with retrieval augmented generation.
So yeah, Francisco, should I start with the diagram itself, the architecture
Yeah, I think
part?
that's great.
That's a bit more self-explanatory, I guess. So this is a GSOC proposal for the Kubeflow documentation assistant. So initially, when I started drafting the proposal, I thought it was more like a little simple wrapper, but eventually, when I started diving and exploring into things, then I realized that this is actually a substantial project and this has a pretty good amount of scope. So, what exactly we're planning to do is we are trying to bring all the resources such as GitHub repositories and GitHub issues currently into the form of one knowledge base, which will be used by a chatbot to answer questions and queries for different users. So how exactly this works is we scrape the GitHub repository, we convert it into embeddings, and we store it into Milvus DB via Feast. So and after that, we'll be using an LLM hosted on KServe with VLLM runtime that will be hosted on a Kubernetes cluster, which will be exposed and be embedded in the Kubeflow website. So from there, you can just ask questions regarding any GitHub issues or uh, the repository, the code, or whatever it is. So that is like a single window application to interact with GitHub. Because when I initially started to contribute to Kubeflow, I faced a lot of issues, especially, I mean, like one example we can take here is Trainer V2. The whole process was complete, but we couldn't see documentation in the website. So that actually caused a bit of a problem for me. So I thought, that is where I empathized with the project and came up with this solution. So yeah, high level overview of what I'm planning to do is here right now. So this has two sections. First one is the first part is how exactly are we planning, I mean, preparing the indices and the ETL jobs and everything. The second part is the feedback monitoring system. So for example, I mean, I work in a product-based company as an intern. So one thing which I realized over there is feedback actually matters. That is the whole thing of LLM. So like we don't know how exactly how well our little LLM is working until unless we analyze and assess the feedback. So I've also planned to integrate a feedback mechanism where the response can be given a thumbs up or thumbs down. Based on that, we'll be creating either issues or things will be locked in Prometheus. So the KEP is in the chat. I request you guys to go through it. So for the tech stack part, we'll be using a Kubernetes cluster. For LLM serving, we'll be using KServe with a VLLM runtime and VectorDB. It is powered by Feast, and the database which we are using is Milvus. So that is a very highly abstracted view of what we're planning to do here. So yeah, that's it. That's it. Like that's like a very high level overview of what we're planning to do.
Awesome. That's great, Santosh. Thank you. And I invite folks to please feel free to let me put this in review the KEP. Obviously Gen AI is all the exciting stuff, and what I'm really excited about in this example is that we're be able to use a lot of the strengths of Kubeflow. And this is going to serve as a reference architecture for other people as well. We'll be able to add it to the website, hopefully. Oracle has, kindly donated some compute for us to be able to use and serve this on. And Chase is working on helping that. So thank you very much, Chase. Yes, it's all super exciting. Yeah, thank you, Santosh. Folks who are curious, please do. And also excited to see this happening via Kubeflow pipeline. Shout out to Humair. Yeah, awesome. Anybody else from GSOC that wants to give an update? Okay. Matthew.
I just always want to highlight Notebooks 2.0 because there's so much going on. It's a great opportunity for a lot of people to contribute to the project. If you've got Go experience or you've got Kubernetes kind of controller experience or API experience, as long as it's really, there is front end stuff as well. But I just want to highlight we're working on Notebooks 2.0. It's going to be it's a full rewrite of the project. It's quite different, but it's really cool. You don't have to go to the issue on the screen, but like that issue there is kind of a basic FAQ if you don't know anything about it. We meet every Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific on a meeting like this, but with just a focus on notebooks and also some of the Notebooks 1.0 and dashboard stuff. But we mostly talk about Notebooks 2.0. So yeah, if you're while we do have a lot of contributors already, like especially if you're willing to commit time and interested in becoming a long-term maintainer of over time of the controller for Notebooks 2.0 especially, we're looking for more people there. So specifically, if you've got experience building kind of scalable Go controller-based systems, it's a very good base already. It's just like there's some stuff around like testing and other things that need to be improved that are great opportunities to onboard yourself to get involved as a maintainer of a core Kubeflow project. But yeah, please come on Thursdays if you want to learn about that, and if you want to, you don't have to commit to anything. You just show up and say. Sometimes the meetings are quite big, so if my two recommendations are come to the meetings, and if you are willing to work on stuff and you can't come to the meetings, or if you can even, just say what you're good at in the Kubeflow-Notebooks channel, and I'm sure one of the leads for one of the subcomponents will pick up your thing and say, hey, maybe you should look at this task, which would be great. Anyway,
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome. Thank you, Matthew. And then this is just kind of a big push on our side. Wow, I can't type today. I can't type any day, but especially today. We're adding more documentation to Gen AI. Yeah, obviously a lot of the market is about is very excited about Gen AI, and obviously Santosh's example is kind of helps reinforce that. But we actually wanted to do a dedicated page surfacing some of the content people have created, some of the work people have done, outlining how Kubeflow can power Gen AI. And so, I added this documentation to the website. If you find other use cases where you want to surface Kubeflow and Gen AI, do feel free to do so. Again, here we have like Spark, Feast, pipelines, synthetic data generation, fine-tuning LLMs, inference, and so a lot of great stuff. And so folks want to, the Feast Milvus integration work there is linked. Katib on the RAG optimization, scaling data transformation with Spark. I think that one I'm deeply passionate about, and that's work they were doing in Feast as well. And so I think there's a lot of really great content there. If folks want to contribute more to it, we definitely really, really welcome that. I know in the pipeline side, there's some exciting work happening with MLflow as well. So looking forward to seeing content come from there. Cool. Any other thoughts, shares from the community? All right. Well, no need to have a long meeting if we don't need one. Thank you, everybody. Happy Tuesday.
26 minutes.
Awesome. All right. Most effective
you all.
meeting of all time. All right. Bye.